All right, y'all, what's going on? So it's like 2 a.m., 2:30 a.m. I'm gonna try and make this quick as possible. We're doing a comic book review. If you can't read it up there, it's a comic book review, and this is over Rebel Moon issue number 1. Now, before we get into anything, you do not need to watch that movie before reading this book. You can to kind of get a little bit of the lore that they're going to talk about in this book already. Again, this is a prequel before everything that happens in that first part of the movie. This is a prequel before any of that happens. So either you watch the movie before or you go ahead and read this. It won't really matter. They kind of catch you up to speed a little bit on what they're fighting for, pretty much. But this is really just mainly focused on the Blood Axes, the people who came in like halfway through the movie to help them fight. That's pretty much what it is. Ray Fisher's character is the main character who was in that movie, who actually fight with him. That's pretty much who it's about. Let me be honest with y'all. Was it the best? No, not at all. But it was not at all like absolutely horrible. It was decent. It was good, you know. As somebody who loved that movie, I did. I'm sorry, I did. I wasn't the biggest fan of this first issue. I just wasn't. Maybe because it is a prequel. You know, these are characters that I really enjoyed in the movie, even though they were in there for like a few minutes. I don't know. Maybe it's just the first issue kind of thing, you know, because you know, when you get a first book, the first issue, you're not really hooked. So you got to wait till that next issue comes out. It's kind of where I am with this right now. Some of the things I just couldn't really enjoy about the book was, one, the art style. It just wasn't for me. You know what I'm saying? It had its moments with a lot of like the close up on the eyes and stuff like that. Those were done really, really nice. I think it was just the line work. It looked a little too loose. Didn't have much structure that I'm looking for, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense. But yeah, I just wasn't the biggest fan of the line work. And also it was the dialogue, you know. At the beginning of the book, they had this dialogue to where they would speak in their language, their native tongue or whatever, and they would translate it like on the bottom of their language. They would translate it into English or, you know, the normal comic lettering. They would translate it. And the thing that kind of put me on the fence with that is either, you know, I would have really enjoyed having like an interactive moment where in the back of the book they had certain I guess symbols or whatever to show you the letters, so you can go back and kind of try and read it or whatever, you know, from that. It's kind of like how X-Men has the Krakoan language, where they have those symbols to show you what each letter means and how to spell it and talk it or whatever. I would have loved to see that in this. This would have been great for a first issue to kind of really get you into the world, into the lore, all of that stuff. I really would have enjoyed that, but we didn't get any of that. So I'm like, I kind of could have done without their language being on top. But again, it wasn't that big because they had it in there for like a few pages. Then after they went straight to their normally written comic lettering. So that wasn't a big deal. But you know, it has moments when they start to do that. Also, there were these two characters at the very beginning of the book. One, this hooded character, and this female warrior. They were both hunting something. We seen them for a few pages at the very beginning, maybe like 2, 3, maybe 4 at max pages. And then we don't see them at all. We don't see them at all. And then we get towards the end of the book, we see them again. I was kind of confused on how did they really play a part in this story in the first place. And again, this is just the first issue, so they might be huge in the next few issues. But I just didn't, I guess I didn't really see the point of having them start off the book and then not really doing anything with them until the end. And even at the end, I was kind of confused a little bit. But again, that's probably going to be something that's going to be in the later books. But it kind of threw me off just a little bit. But those are things I just, it bothered me a little bit. Not enough to take me out of the story. Which the story, it was good. It was really, really interesting once you really got into it. So apparently they got cut off from the other worlds, including the mother world. Their network was shut off, or took it offline or whatever. And after a while, they got it back up, back working, and they got the news that the royal family has been killed. All of them. Nobody survived. Which you obviously know if you watch the movie as well. And it's kind of where they leave off. This is their their side of the story of what happened during that time period. So that's really interesting. I love the direction they're going with the brother and sister. How they have their both differences after their mother passes. They're talking about the next, I guess, ruler. I'm guessing it's their father, since he was, I think, their mother's husband. But I'm really enjoying that side of the story. We have a few different bad guys, so I'm guessing who want to take the throne, I'm guessing. But again, like I said, the story was really good. I really enjoyed it, even though the little things that really bothered me, they took me out just a little bit. But other than that, I was sucked right back in. Once I see those two siblings, the way they interacted, the world building is going to be crazy over these next few issues. That's the one part about this book that I really enjoyed, was the world building, the lore that you got from it. Now, will I recommend this for anybody out there? If you enjoyed the movie, I would recommend it for sure. If you enjoyed these characters, the Blood Axes, if you want to know a little bit more about them, I would check it out. One thing I wouldn't do, unless you absolutely don't want to miss a single issue, I wouldn't put it on the pull list. And that's just come from me personally. Even though this is on my pull list, I will be getting the rest of these issues. I'm going to do all the reviews of them whenever they come out. This is a monthly book, by the way. The one thing I would say is, if possible, go into your comic shop or wherever you get it from, look through it first a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Or pick up the first issue. If you don't enjoy the first issue at all, don't add it on the pull list, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you have other books that you're looking at to go ahead and also purchase and continue reading. If you need to, I would go ahead and get those books. But if you're really into Rebel Moon, the world building aspect, being along on that journey for the world building, definitely go ahead and pick it up. But yeah, if I had to rate this book out of 10, it gets like a 7.5, you know what I'm saying? Which I feel like is a good place to start, considering this is the first issue of a new universe and also a original story. So, it's not really that bad, but it's also not top tier. But y'all let me know, what do y'all think about the book? Have you read it? Will you be picking it up? Will you be adding it to your pull list? Let me know down below, just on your thoughts. Even go ahead and stitch it if need be. But yeah, just let me know what you think about it, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.